guys, Kev here, and I'm at it again. Today we have the WE Knives Subjugator. We're going to subjugate this knife to some disassembly. And that was a joke because that's not the correct term. It would be subject, but I'm funny. So, there we go. Why would I take this apart? It's not my knife. This is Jared Neves' knife. Well, let me tell you something. Something feels weird about this here knife. First off, the WE logo looks just slightly crooked to me. It should be a little more vertical. Second, it doesn't drop. Like, it's odd. Like, it gets stuck there. Now, let me try that again. The detent doesn't feel right, but even if I get low enough, pushing that lock bar over, it just doesn't drop. It's a very stiff lock bar. See, it's out of the way. It just doesn't drop. It's very, very weird. And it's super stiff, which is odd for this action to not be snappy, right? So I think it's just dirty as sin in there, and we're going to take a look. So I'm going to get my microfiber. I got my alcohol. I got my Q-tips. I got everything I need, I think. I got a T8 right here. We'll see if it's Loctited. Nope. Could have honestly just been it was loose, but I didn't feel any play earlier. Whoa, whoa, whoa there. Whoa there, screw. Calm your horses. Okay, it's stuck. Let's hope it's steel. It's not steel. Yay. It's stuck in the glass. Hold on, I'm going to slide it till it pops down. There we go. Good. Even with a tray, I managed to lose shit. Sorry. Getting comfortable. T8. Nice. I love how the pivot screw is literally just another body screw because of the way they do their pivot collars. It's interesting. Then we're going to need ye old T6. So I got this guy here. You can check out my bit driver video. The only one not in there is my good screwdriver, which is not out today. But this here is a Journey Tool Co. Tourist driver in aluminum. And this one is a Brian Brown Vulcan driver in zirconium. Because I'm a bougie bastard. And this is how we do. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Sorry. Oh, can I just leave the clip on? That'd be cool. Okay, calm down there, buddy. Calm down there, buddy. Let's see if we can just tighten this guy down. Look at that. This one won't. It won't tighten, but it'll at least stay in place. Then we got this here pin. Put that there. Of course, I'll forget that, and then we won't have a pin later, but, you know, it's okay. Looks like it's got a Jared Schneeve edge on it. So here's our bearings. Are these a weird size? No, they look like 5 millimeters. But I can see our culprit, I think. Look at that. Look how disgusting that pivot is. By the way, somebody asked me today, in a comment, they said, "Hey Kev, how come you only lube the bearings? You don't lube the pivot?" And I was sitting there and I was thinking to myself, is that guy a genius or am I an idiot? I have never lubed a pivot in my entire life. Ooh, look at this. This is a very unique stop pin track. Look at that. It actually goes just up and around and then back in. So that would mean that the pivot collar would, or the stop pin comes out at some point, maybe? I don't know. Or it just didn't need to be trapped in that area. That's interesting. I'm tempted to flip the washers over to see if we somehow get better action, but I don't really need to do that. And it's not my knife, so. I'm guessing Jared never took this apart, or if he did, it was early on, maybe. Ooh, hold on. I need to remove this washer. There's oil in there, but look at this. It's like a piece of crud in there. Let's see if I can get this collar out. So the piece of crud was in the collar. Interesting. clean off the detent ball and the lock face. Doesn't look like it's bent super far or anything, so interesting. Okay. Here's the other side. Good, there you got the notch. See if this is turned properly. It's not loose, so that's good. So it might have just been me thinking it wasn't straight, which is fine. Okay. But yeah, the guy was basically saying, why don't you lube the pivot here? Because the blade does ride on that. You know, I never thought of that. Never thought that that could help. I guess I always thought that would mess the Loctite up, but why would it mess the Loctite up on the outside, you know? Look at that. It's just gross. I don't know. I might need to get... Oh, God. Let me grab the air. Rearrange some stuff, so... Gotta reach a little further. Looks like that did it. Put a little alcohol in there real quick. Whoa, careful, Kev. Let that sit. Clean this here washer off. And I think I will flip the washers, because if nothing else, it'll give them a fresh track. Putting a little lube underneath so it locks it in place. Basically trying to clean any area that could be causing issues, obviously. So that's the obvious side it's been on, and this is the other side, no track. And we're gonna build a new track. Team build track. What? I don't know. I'm tired, guys. This kid not going right to bed has been wearing me out, I'll tell you what. I'm also gonna check the detent hole here in a second. Just take one of these guys. Pretty much everything you see here except the drivers you can pick up at knifepivotlube.com, KPL. You can use my code LeftyEDC at checkout, and you'll get 10% off your order. And their stuff is very affordable. Got some schmutz there. Let's see if we can get a little alky on there. Go. I made a post today on Instagram making a joke about these. I found these cleaning out my stuff. And I posted and I said I'll start the bidding at $300. And I'm just messing around, by the way. I just had these laying around, and I'm actually just playing off of Slicey's own joke, which his joke was that his stickers are going to be collectibles at some point. So that's why I did it. I wasn't trying to be malicious or anything. I honestly don't have very much against the guy. I think what happened was shitty, but at this point, it's been a while. I honestly probably wouldn't be bothered if he came back. We all do stupid shit, is what I'm saying. And coming from having a channel like this, a much smaller channel than what he was running at the time, I could see how maybe you could get behind on stuff. Now, of course, I would just admit it and, you know, back off or whatever, you know. But I definitely can see how it could occur. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that makes it right or anything, but... All right, so this goes in here. We got to find the notch down here. Should go in like this. And we are notched in. See, now it honestly looks straighter to me, but maybe I'm crazy. Is it? Oh, it's not actually in. Is it? That's not in. There we go. That's in. Yeah, now it's straight. Okay, cool. Honestly, that could very well have just been the issue right there. So I did not clean the bearings or the pivot screw. So let's do that real quick. Add. I don't even have like big chunky fingers, but I swear I have such an issue picking shit up. This is the kind of knife from WE that you would want to put skiffs in, but most likely it wouldn't work too well because it's just a thin knife, you know what I mean? And God, come on, for fuck's sake. Sorry. This knife has been out for a little while, the Subjugator here, but I don't know. I just thought it was worth checking out, and I didn't know what was coming anyway, so it's kind of a dumb point there. But I did want to try it, but after the beacon, I wasn't going to spend more money on WE knives, so yeah. All right. And this is basically what the guy meant. I put lube on the bearings, but then I don't on the pivot. But like, I've never done that. But don't the bearings kind of lube the pivot? But I guess what he's saying is, let's see if I can get it off. You could probably just put a dab here, right? And run it around. Like that. It's not getting... I mean, I've never thought to do that, but it does make some sense, honestly. So, all right. Now, we're not going to forget the freaking lanyard thing and the screws here. So, take this guy. Put that in there. Okay, take this screw first. I like it when there's a screw about halfway up the frame because that's kind of like even, you know. But what are you going to do? I'm holding the pivot side so that it keeps pressure down there. Because you just don't really want to have one side be super tight while the other side is loose, you know. It just seems like it could cause issues, right? So, drop this in. I'm not going to use Loctite just because it's not my knife and it didn't have Loctite, so... Jared does what he does. And let's see. Lift my fingers so the blade doesn't crash down on me. Okay, I'm going to pick it up now. Feels really smooth. I wish they would go to T8s on the clips, but clip screws, but it's not the end of the world. I'm also going to check this screw. Seems good. All right, we're still in there on the pivot. Centering. That's pretty good. I might have over-tightened it, so I want to clean the blade down a little bit. I did not use this yet, but I'm guessing Jared did because it's got some shit on it. Blade's a little scratched up too. Might be a reason why WE doesn't do this satin finish very often. So let's see here. All right. There's no play, so I'm going to back off a cinch. See if there's any play. No play. Yeah, see? Worlds of difference. Let's try that detent. See how I could fail it earlier? And now it locks up. So it just needs a little love, a little maintenance. That's what happens with our knives. We need to maintain them. The centering, I don't remember checking beforehand, but it looks off. It could just be an optical illusion. I am going to go ahead and Loctite this just because it's my nature. I don't know what else to tell you. Might try to fix that centering a little bit too. And I'll show you a little trick to try to do that. Okay, that was a little much, but it's all on one side, so it's not the end of the world. So what I'm going to do, loosen these body screws. Sorry, it's a little awkward to get pressure that way. If you're wondering why I was being weird there. Okay, so tighten this down just a little. All right. I need a piece of paper. I did not invent this trick. So you just crank the pivot down. And basically putting that paper in there is just kind of acting as a little bit of a wedge. I don't know how well it's working right now. This is just me taking a crack at the dark at this. Let's see. Centering is about where it was, but we over tighten that pivot. So that's the idea there. You over tighten it and then you back off and you hope it walks back a little bit. That's kind of your plan here. But as you can see, it is not doing so. But we have no play. Could very well just be the way the bearings are in, maybe, because I put them in a different way. There's a lot of things that can mess with centering there. It looks really good. Still don't feel any play, and flicks out pretty well. The action is way better, and we're close. Yeah, I'd say we're centered. I mean, it's damn close. On every angle to me, but this one, it looks dead center. And even then, it looks good. So let me just open it. Yeah, I don't feel anything. But look, you can see the stop pin comes out a little bit. Kind of travels along the top of the frame. I really like that. And then pops back in. It's really cool. Let me just double check these screws. Yep, we're good. So that is the WE Subjugator. Disassembly, reassembly, maintenance, so to speak. And it's a cool knife. It's not for me. I think I just have that thumb that does not like those very stiff lock bars. And even though I got the action dialed in, it is a little better now. It's still just a really kind of stiff lock bar, and it's thin. So it makes it hurt to kind of get in there because you're using the corner of your thumb, and it's thin, and it's just, I don't know. It's not great. So for that reason, it's not for me. But I really am digging the knife. So stay tuned for a rapid review or full review on this guy. And yeah, thanks to Jared for sending it in and letting me take it apart, of course. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you have one of these? Do you prefer it to the beacon if you have a beacon, or if you were contemplating yourself? Would you rather have a fuller and a flipper, or these studs and a flipper? Now, they are different. There's some other differences, I think. I think the beacon kind of had a choil. This does not. There's some other things that this feels a little heavier. It just feels a little different, but I like it. It's very similar. So there you go. Let me know what you think. I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.